Great, and you can go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming to Misako's Tai Chi Alexander, how to achieve the natural movement. In order to have a natural movement, I realized from my teacher, Marvin Kwan, I understand, I learned the fascia and the psoas muscle is very important. So I have a lot of discovery about the fascia and the psoas muscle. And what I like to talk about it to one is the fascia and the psoas muscle. And that's number one. Number two, the balance. And number three, energy flow and the yin and yang. And number four, on name of the Tai Chi Chuan. Yeah, how the Tai Chi name is developed. So that is, I've been practicing Tai Chi for over 40 years. But when I met my teacher, Marvin Kwan, 7 years ago, everything is new to me. So when you discover something very exciting, okay? So first of all, fascia. So maybe some people know about the fascia. So my teachers simply explain about the fascia is when you're pointing out something, or when maybe pointing out to the corner of the room. Oh, okay, oh, over there. What is over there? So when you do that, then you're fast expanding. Yeah. Okay. So when you're fast expanding, your intention is over there. So when your intention is over there, and the energy flow happen, and your body, of course, the action is happening. So that way you're fast expanding. So when you're fast expanding, between the fascia to fascia, the energy flow happens. So you can experiencing. We can start from that. It's called the energy shower. Okay? So energy shower. So you can open like a shoulder width. Okay? Energy shower is from the qigong. Okay? So you think of your intention is that your arm is all the way to the center of the earth. And also your feet is going to the center of the earth. You're just thinking about it, but just relax about it. And then your head going to the heaven. So when you think about extending yourself all the way to the heaven, all the way to the center of the earth, your feet going to the center of the earth, your fingertips going to the center of the earth. So maybe you feel a tingling sensation. So maybe your arm is getting longer. Okay? So at the same time, that you think about your whole back is lengthening and widening. So I'm thinking about like a fountain. Your back is going to the spine lengthening and the rib is connected. All the muscles develop that way. So then your arm is going up and out to your finger. So instead of coming up this way, out to your finger, out to your finger. So your whole back is extending. Then when you can go up, turn the hand a little bit. And that way the energy flow all the way extending to the heaven. Then release. And of course you need to breathe. Yeah. And the happy mode is very important. Again, yeah, relax your whole body. And naturally, what happens is when the hands going up, breathing in, and hands going down, breathing out, that naturally happens. If it doesn't happen, just let it happen. Whatever goes, good. Okay. So even only this exercise really help you cleansing yourself. And when you have an intention, cleansing, oh, this is a beautiful energy come to me, the beautiful energy from the universe. So you can do between your work when you don't feel good, and this is the best exercise. Okay, yeah. So I usually, when I'm teaching to Alexander student or especially performance, I teach in this energy shower that really help you to renew yourself. Okay? So The next one, I wanted to talk about the psoas muscle. So I want you to look at the, first of all, I didn't show to the picture on the slideshow. Can you show the slideshow, the psoas muscle and the fascia? So when you look at the picture of the fascia, fascia is like a big bag of the whole body, or each muscle has a fascia. So when you pull someplace in the fascia and other places kind of wrinkle up, so fascia is very interesting. So like you did that, pointing up the finger to the corner of the room and your whole body expanding, that's fascia, okay? So in Tai Chi is using the fascia and the psoas. So maybe people don't say psoas, or maybe Tai Chi teachers don't talk about the fascia because maybe they didn't know the name, the fascia is unfamiliar, but all the masters, why they can do so gracefully and so light, because of fast expanding. Okay, so in martial art, there's two kinds. One is the external martial art, and the other one internal. So external, like a very hard style, punching and kicking using the muscle. Then internal, like a Tai Chi, Shingi, and Bagua, those stuff is fascia. So internal, the energy, internal power. So how you can make an internal power is because of fast expanding. So when you open up your arm, like an energy shower, you think about all the fingertips all the way touching the wall, or then that way you're fast expanding. Okay, so that's the fascia. Okay, so next slide for the psoas. Okay. The psoas muscle is attached from the leg and in front of your pelvis to your spine. And it's showing a diaphragm also, diaphragm above, like the parachute. So psoas muscles really, are in front of the leg to the pelvis to the spine. So when you bend in your knee and up and down, and when you touch the belly, even the outside, you feel the movement. So when you're people getting old, and psoas muscle tight. So when you're walking, very small step because of the tightness. Or some people have a back pain, and when you go to the chiropractor, and when you go to the other teacher, or maybe Alexander teacher, they touching from the front of your body, releasing the psoas. So that way your back is released. Okay. And also when you're breathing and diaphragm move, the diaphragm and the psoas are sharing the same place in the spine attached. So when the breathing is shallow, then that's the movement of the psoas becoming the minimum. So when you're releasing the breathing, relaxing, and the psoas muscle can move it. So when the psoas muscle moving, since in Tai Chi, Qigong, it's called energy center or storage, the belly button here, the 3 inches below. So that is the lower tendon, basically around the belly, lower tendon, the same location as the psoas muscle. So when the psoas muscle moving, lifting up and down, so when you're doing that way, they're actually like a pumping. So like a pumping happens and energy is stored in the lower tendon. Okay. So Tai Chi is the internal martial art. So when the fast expanding and the psoas muscle lifting, so that way the internal power comes out. That's how it works. Okay. So the other one, the next one is to talk about the balance. Okay. So maybe you can show in the Alexander principle. Next one, Alexander, yeah, and the Tai Chi principle. Okay. Yeah. So So on the Alexander principle, the primary control, the whole body, awareness, inhibition, direction, and means whereby engaining, and the opposite force. Those stuff I write it down that way. And that is the Tai Chi principle. On the Alexander principle, that's a way to achieving the natural movement. That's how I look at it. And Tai Chi principle, one is the sky pole, and the whole body is connecting, like once something move and everything else move. Okay, so once you're moving the arm, and of course other part of your body is moving. Okay, so not only if you're not moving, okay, my hands up, but my shrinking this way, not tightening, it's not the moving. But when the sky pole primary control is working and hands coming up, then maybe you're sensing that your feet is going down. That means the psoas muscles, the lifting, and the fascia expanding, and the hip is going up. So your whole body starts to start moving. Even the little movement makes the whole body move. So that is once move, once something moves, everything's moved. Then the sixth coordination. Sixth coordination, there's three external coordination: shoulder and the hip, elbow and the knee, hands and the feet. Okay. So basically, when you're walking, you have a good the coordination, pretty good coordination. So left the left leg and the right arm, and you kind of crossing this way. Okay. So sometimes when you go in a Tai Chi, when you arms up, so you can see the elbow and the knee the same plane. Or you can think of this elbow on the one side of the elbow, the other side of the knee. So you think about balance. So if you just leaning forward, elbows here, my knees are way before, so that way not balanced, about the same place. So that way your body is upright. Okay, and you think of hands and the feet, in the shoulder and the hip. So you think about the maybe diagonal balance. That way you feel the balance. And then internal coordination is I, Chi, Li. So I, Chi, Li, the I intention, which when you the fast expanding to your fingerprint to think about the corner of the room. So that way your intention, okay, your intention, then energy flow, then you have a power, and you have a movement, okay, of strength. Okay. So that is a sixth coordination. So how I look at when I'm coordinating I, Chi, Li, of course you stay in the process and you're not end gaining. So when the I, Chi, Li is not coordinating, or you're in a hurry and you think about you want to go, but your body cannot follow. So especially end gaining, when you are end gain or you want to get there, but your body is not get there, or your mind is get there, but not coordinating. So in the Alexander way, the different way of looking at, but very close to I, Chi, Li, very close to that means whereby and end gaining. Okay, and next one, the yin and yang, opposite force. So the Alexander people often hear opposite force, and the Tai Chi Qigong, the Eastern way, they call it yin and yang. Okay, so what yin energy is rising, yin energy is sinking, yang energy is rising. So always opposite force. So when your arms go to the left, the other one go to the right, okay? Or you can think of like a rope, okay? So when you pull this way too much, this is a yang, and this is not really pulling and can loosen up, not very balanced. But when you both forces equally going one way, another way, the balance, or up and down, okay? So the gravity help you to going down And when you hands here, so actually in Alexander way, head go forward up and let the happen, the gravity help you going down. So yang energy rising and the yin energy sinking. Okay. Okay. So one exercise, as I learned in Tai Chi for about over 40 years, always come to my teacher that I had a trouble, especially after the Alexander teacher. How do they explain about the spine? How do they explain about upright posture? And they sometimes say, okay, you have to like a hanging, pushing up, and becoming a stiff. But the way I learned is one is how you can be hanging. Hanging is not like a stick is hanging. So your whole body is like a rope. Okay. So when you think about the rope, the spine has a full curvature, neck, thoracic, and the lumbar and the tail. So actually when you're moving, go up that way. So your body is like a rope. Okay. So when you're hanging, so very loose, not tightening, not like a stick. Okay. So when your stick is very stiff, but your body is not like that. So your body is like a rope. Okay. So when your rope is moving, the pendulum, and eventually you stop. Okay. So in Tai Chi, the balance is very important. And from my teacher, because he was a fighter, so he really paid attention to not wasting the energy in order to fight, and also not losing the balance. And as Alexander teacher, also teaching the Tai Chi Alexander for the senior, losing the balance is a very, keeping the balance is a very important thing. Okay, so that's something that's something common, the fighter and the ordinary people. You don't want to lose your balance. You don't want to fall down. Okay, so how you can not losing the balance? We don't think about it. Just okay, feet open, shoulder width. You don't think about losing the balance. But actually, when you feet together, okay, so when you feet together and when you open the feet, that is the time actually you're losing the balance. Since you have a pretty good balance, maybe not so many people losing balance. So when you're sick, when you have some kind of injury, then it's very difficult to open the feet. So how you can not losing the balance is, you think about the hanging. Okay, you're hanging. Okay, so your hanging is like a rope. And then you go to the heaven, and the feet going to center of the earth. Okay, and then your energy flow like a kneeling instead of bending. So that's how energy works. Energy has to flow. So just a bending. So bending like when you have a corner, then that's blocking the energy. So when the energy flow happens, your body is very easy. So just like when you look at like a tree, the leaf coming down to the ground, so like a very nice movement. Yeah. Okay. So energy flow when the really nice going down like this. Okay. Yeah. And the energy flow, you think about like infinity sign. So that's how you can think of. Okay. So when you're kneeling, kneeling and the heel and the middle, the sole and the toe coming up, energy flow that way. Then and lower this knee and touch the heel, toe, and the sole and the heel. And then when you're touching that way, your body is vibrating about 5 times. Okay. So that way, from my practice, which I learned from like Mabin Kwan, and when I did the first time, okay, kneeling, heel, so toe up, the lower this knee, this toe touching the floor by itself, and naturally coming up. So that way, not much, no stress in the hip joint and the knee joint, the ankle joint. Then I have a good balance. Then I have more connection to the heaven and the center of the earth. So I start to realize, okay, what's the difference between just open your feet? Okay. So when you open up, little tightness in the hip joint, but little tightness in the hip joint causing the later on, yeah, you really get that. Some people get the hip surgery and tightness that happen. So when you're practicing in the sky pole and the hanging, then kneeling, heels go up and torso heel, and about the sensing the vibration 5 times. So that way, your body is really naturally just like a pendulum, and the pendulum stops by itself. So naturally, you open your feet and settle down by itself. So that's how you can practice. So when you practice that way, every time you practice, you don't lose your balance. Okay. So especially if you're a martial artist, open the feet during the process. If you lose balance, and that is the time you are hit, you are kicked. But if you are not losing the balance, the smoothly moving, and there's no way to you attack. Yeah. So that's why this practice is very important. And then when you have a connection, especially performance people, I notice connection to the heaven or connection to the universe is very important. So you feel you're longer, then you feel more on the grounded. So people often ask me, how can I ground myself? So just open the feet in the process this way, then you feel very calm down and grounded. Okay. Okay. So next exercise, just on the slapping the body. Okay. So when we do the slapping the body, we don't think about how to slap, right? Okay. So some people just hitting. So that's slapping the body. They tighten their arm and slapping. Okay. And some people do just very loose and easy to. Yeah. But actually, when you really loose and you feel more vibration in your body. Okay. So let's practice this one first. Then I can explain. So first of all, like 6 times each, and then go to the left. Okay. And then to the joint. So that is a place on the energy block easily. So the joint 6 times, then going down to the elbow between the joint 6 times, then going inside of your arm, the outside coming back, and to the right and the outside. Okay. And then front of your body, and then back, the side, and the inside. Okay. Okay, from here to go to the, okay. All right. So just follow me. Okay. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go to the left. The shoulder, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going down to the elbow. Elbow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going down to the wrist. Wrist, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The hand over. Wrist, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coming up. Elbow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coming up to the shoulder. Shoulder, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come to the center. 2 hands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going to the right. Shoulder, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going down to the elbow. Elbow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going down to the wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The hand. Over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming up. Elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming up the shoulder. Shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the center. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going down to the lower shoulder 18 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going down to towards the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going down to the ankle. Ankle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going on to heel. Heel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming up to the knee. Knee 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming up the back. Knee 18 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Side check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going down to knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going down to ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to inside of the ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. So usually when you feel good, when you do that, you feel better. And whenever you do the exercise, even you feel better. And many people do on the slapping very tight. So what happened is what we are doing is not like hitting the body. So when you're hitting something, how the energy flow happens, not because of the strength. This is I'm using the muscle. Yeah. So how we cannot using the muscle? Actually, my many teachers on the giving demonstration, especially Tai Chi teacher. One of my teachers is demonstrating to me. She asked me hitting her hand. Then I feel bad because she was my teacher. She is much older, and then she said, "Oh, not like that." And she showed it to me, but she was very loose, and my hand was so hurt because of very loose. So Tai Chi is like very loose, and what happened is loose the energy flow happen. One is leverage. So when you wanted to do something to pick it up, and one going up, one going down, that means not because of the power. So this leverage happen is energy flow. So energy is going this way, and then when you're going down, energy is going up this way. Yeah. So that energy flow happen. Yeah. So what happen is even just slapping the body, the energy flow is when you're hitting, this is like a stick. Okay, so this is like a stick. So when you're hitting, this is going out, this is going in. Yeah. So actually, elbow is moving. Elbow is moving. Yeah. So that becomes more loose. And the arm is to not only start it from here and from the center, collarbone, the center, and the shoulder, and the elbow to your wrist. Okay, so that is the energy. That is the arm. So that's like this way. Okay. So when that happens, of course, this is loose. Yeah. So that is the way the arm is supposed to move it. So that way, you think about it, the most highest the weight is when you are like at A point, B point, and the C point going up and down. So this the highest point is the most powerful point. So which is elbow. Okay. So when the elbow is moving, actually on the hand, on the wrist, or you can see the hand, the one energy is going that way, and the other energy is going this way. So that balance. So say you're making like this, the highest power is in the middle. Yeah. So when you pay attention to moving the elbow, so when you're moving the elbow, your hands happen to be your chest. Yeah. So actually, you don't have to do moving back and forth. Yeah. So that way, make a rope happen. Like a whip. Okay. Okay. So that's a whip happen. Okay. Yeah. So since we talk about the whip, okay, so we can talk about the single whip first. So name of the Tai Chi is on the meaning. So all days there's no video, there's no YouTube, so people cannot copy the movement. So they really have to explain what is the movement, what is the essence of the movement principle. So when you think about one of the Tai Chi name called the single whip. So these days, many people just looking at the video, looking at the picture. So many people misunderstand the whip. Whip means you have to whip it. Whip, yeah. So your arms come to the center, close, and open, whip it. So actually, when you have a towel or something, okay, whip. Whip. Yeah. So you don't do that like a whipping, like a okay, come here and hands out and then push. So you don't do that. So whipping means naturally going to the whip happen. Yeah. Okay. So many people do the wrong way. People do okay, single whip means here and here. So that is a single push. So they name it single whip, not a single push. So that is the meaning of that on the single whip. And also, in order to just whip it, you have to have an opposite force going out. Okay, so that means in order to go to the left, you have to go to the right. So this opening makes the balance between them. One side is going up, one side going down, yin and yang balance happen. The front and back, whatever that goes, going to from the center opening. Okay. So how the single whip work is maybe one step forward, then hands in the center, and everything in the center open. So from the center, naturally, yeah, the hand coming. Yeah. So instead of going to the last, the hands push. Okay, do it. Yeah. So when you practice, okay, naturally the energy flow happens. So once you understand the meaning, oh, okay, that is a sensation from the center and the both sides opening. So that is the energy flow happening. So if only one side this is kind of stuck here and open here, then not much energy flow is stuck here. So that's why it's very important to, okay, both sides is open, both sides. At the same time, just like Alexander technique, primary control, the sky pole, up and down, and the sky pole not only up and down, left and right, front and back, all the balance. Okay, so that is very important. Then maybe I can talk about the yang energy and the yin energy. Okay, so beginning of Tai Chi, go arms going up and down, very simple movement. So when you arms going up, you need a little effort going up. But going down, you don't do much because the gravity helps you. If you do nothing, okay, your arm is going down, right? But in order to up, you have to think of go up. So when you think of, okay, this is going up and going down, not much, you can do less, and the arm is going down. So one is the yang energy rising and the yin energy sinking. So once you understand this way, you can use a muscle. If you use a muscle, it can go up and down, becoming tight. But you don't feel the flow. But when you understand the yang energy rising, the effort, your intention going up, and the yin energy sinking, doing less. Then, okay, so there's like a rhythm. So the rhythm comes from like a wave. So when the wave is going up and down, up and down. So when you look at the wave, no wave like pushing down, because it's going up and a little half down, up and down, up and down. Yeah. So that's the flow of energy. So always yin and yang, the balancing. Okay, so one is up, one is down. One is up, one is down. So if you're making the ball right here, so you can imagine the ball. And then when your ball is turning up and down, left and right, and up and down again. So you can think of, okay, why the yang energy is rising, yin energy is sinking. Okay, wave. Like a wave. Yeah. So everything, just like Alexander said, let it happen. Let it happen. Yeah. Yeah. So when you start confusing, usually when I ask my student to making a circle on the ground, and you feel a very nice sensation to your arm is free. Then come up, yeah, this way, yeah. In that way. Good. Okay, so that way you feel that, oh, this is just a very simple, making the circle. Okay? Then when you're making the circle, if you go extending your arm, if the knee is here, your elbow is here, actually you're out of pressure in the hip joint. But when you think of your wrist is the center, and the arm is coming to the other side, center to the side, to your center, the side. Your wrist is coming to the center and the side. So that means you're naturally your shoulder joint, not much stress to the shoulder, not much stress to the hip joint. So around that the range, almost like up and down, up and down. One is up, one is down. So instead of making the ball, making the circle like this way, so this is, we call it cloud hand, but the cloud hand, you think about the balance, coordination, six coordination, especially in external coordination. Shoulder and the hip, elbow and the knee, and hands and the feet. And then weight shifting to the right and the left. So your left arm and the right leg, everything moving together. So it starts confusing, right? Because what is yang, what is yin, and then when you come to that point, okay, and relax again. Okay. So once you start to practice in this way, then you feel more energy flow. So that way, you think about, you have to remember the form. Actually, the purpose of Tai Chi, Qigong is more energy flow, not blocking the energy. So a little bit about the Hyu Soto, I didn't explain much. Hyu Soto is the same way. So if you go to the heel, not about the corner of the heel, but naturally when you're lifting the legs up and down, that is a very soft way. So instead of tightening the ankle, of heel and sole and toe. So that way your foot is more smooth, then more energy flow. So many people walk in tightening the ankle and they're stamping because of maybe we wear shoes for a long time. We forgot about the ankle on the releasing. So when you're releasing the ankle and the heel so tall, that way the energy flow heel towards the toe. Then coming back and toe coming back. So always the smooth. Okay. So when you practice even just the walking, oh, okay, heel so tall, heel so tall. So that way you feel like sneaking, sneaking to walk. So one of the principles, the walking, the sneaking, so very smoothly. So when you think about it, to heel so tall and toe so heel, and very smooth. We are not skipping heel to toe. So many people skipping heel to the toe. So actually, when you like a touching heel so toe, toe so heel, and then very smooth walking. Okay. Okay. All right. I think I explained all of them. Yeah. Okay. Then we can do the energy shower again. Okay. So you think about the sky flow. One, the yang energy is rising, yin energy is sinking. Okay. And your fingertips going to the center of the earth. And your feet is going to the center of the earth. So your intention is go up and down. Okay. And then energy shower, your whole back is lengthening and lightening and cleansing. Good. Again. And one more time. And you can come back your hand to the lower tandem. Lower tandem, the women, left hand on top, men, right hand on top. Okay, so you feel the energy, yeah, all the way to the lower tandem. So when you are in your intention, okay, you think about, okay, my energy is going back to lower tandem, and lower tandem. So that way you have a more energy going to that here. Then you can be grounded. Okay. Okay, thank you so much.